Hello everybody, happy Thursday! Oh my word, I feel like it's been forever and a day since I've been on. I am actually going to be changing several babies in this video while I catch up with you. So please go get a meal because I know I'm going to be talking for a while. So. Or you can just sit back and relax or get a cuppa or something. But anyway, first I'm going to be changing Sweet Adelia here. She says, "Hi, Mommy, I'm still here. Kymberlee just hasn't been making videos." Oh, my word, look at how sweet she is. But I'm going to put her in something a little bit warmer, which is this little, it's a little white onesie that has on the front a bunny that's kind of drawn with just little slashes. In gray with pink cheeks and darker gray whiskers and eyes and a little word bubble off to the side that says hi. And then on the back is the back of the bunny drawn the same way with a little word bubble that says bye. I believe it's Mother Care. Let's see. Yeah, this is Mother Care. And then it has little matching pink pants with little bunny face, little bunnies in the gray slashes all over. And I have this little hair bow I made. It's just pink like leather string, and it has a little button that says love on it. It's pink with love written L-O and then V-E under the L-O in gold. So we're going to change her out of this super adorable, oh, she's got hat hair and everything, this little spring set she's in. I have been wanting to make a video for weeks, and I'm going to explain to you why I have not been able to. The last video I made, I believe my mom was still here. My mom stayed here. We took her home on, or I took her home, I should say, not we. I took her home. We left on, I believe it was January 31st, and then I stayed by her for that weekend and got to visit with a friend and just had a really nice weekend, seeing people and just enjoying a little bit more time with my mom. And I'm probably going to get the order of events incorrect. But anyway, so, but that was really nice to have her here from Christmas Day until end of January. So we had a really wonderful visit. We got to do many lovely things. We got to go antiquing. We went to this amazing, I had actually found this a while back when I got Pip. I was looking for different miniatures, excuse me, for her, and I found that a nearby town about half an hour away had a dollhouse store. And I know the scale is different for dollhouse to Blythe dolls, but I thought, oh, how fun. I've always wanted to. I had a doll's house when I was a little girl that we worked on over the years, and it had beautiful furniture. The only room we built the furniture for was the nursery, and that's a funny story. It was like a kit that you got where you built the crib and the change table, and I think there was a rocking chair. I forget everything, but like the crib, for example, had these tiny little dowel rods for the spindles on the crib, whatever, and the apartment that we lived in, the lady downstairs, her youngest daughter at the time was probably about a year and a half or 2 years old, and she had come up to play, and she took the crib out of the dollhouse and set it on the floor. And I didn't, I was probably about 12, 13, something like that. Oh, that's the tag. And I didn't think ahead, like in her little mind, how is this different than my crib? Yep, she sat on it and it completely smashed. My heart sunk. Anyway, but I had that doll's house for many years. Had a lot of wicker furniture in it and stuff because, the times back when I was a little girl. Anyway, in my 20s, I think, or maybe even in my 30s, I donated it. But I've always thought it would be fun to, set up a proper doll's house. But it's a very costly hobby, and it takes a long, long time. When I was little, I have step-siblings, but in my head they're just my siblings, but their grandmother had this amazing doll's house It did have a sheet of glass, like the front of the house faced the wall. It was huge, and it had 3 floors, 3 floors, several rooms across. I mean, it was just stunning. And she had, it was all wired, so it had electricity and lights. And I remember she had it decorated with a Christmas tree at Christmas. I used to just love, but it had glass in front of the room, so you couldn't like touch anything. Look how sweet she is. Do you even need a headband, darling? Let's see. Do we want the headband or not? What do you think, Adelia? I think I'm going to leave it off, actually. Right? So, I had found this dollhouse shop, so I said to my mom, do you want to go there? Because my mom, she collects dolls, too. Put that there to go in her drawer. So, we went one day, and it's actually half of it's a dollhouse shop, and half of it has like Melissa and Doug toys and things like that. It wasn't actually Build-A-Bear, but it was that type of where you build a cuddly toy, but it wasn't that brand. Anyway, but it has a cafe inside of it, and the owner like makes sandwiches and has like a soda fountain. It's really, really fun. So we had a wonderful time. Next I'm gonna change Yona. Yona's still looking for her mommy. I know I haven't been. I said my next video would be all about her, which I haven't done yet. And I need to do that, Yona. Well, yes, bless her. I'm gonna change her though. Let me lay her on my lap to get these buttons undone. I'll lay here what I'm gonna put her. I haven't tried this on her yet. This is actually something I found when my mom and I were antiquing. Does it have a? No. It's just a little vintage little blue dress, buttons down the front, and then on the side of the buttons there's like a little scalloped edge and a darker blue thread, and in between the buttons is embroidered little bunches of flowers, and then there's 2 little scalloped at the bodice going up semicircles, and inside of each of those are little flowers, and then it has a Peter Pan collar that has white lace around it, and has little puffy sleeves. It's kind of short though, which back then our dresses were short. So I paired it with these little this little diaper cover that I picked up at the doll show in Chicago. I need to actually order more of those. I think that's my last one. I really like those diaper covers that she makes. Anyway, so we're going to see how this looks. I don't know. I may go back to... This is the only outfit yesterday I set up. I thought, okay, I'm going to take the time and lay out all the clothes for the babies I'm going to change. Because that, is time consuming. If you're going to change a lot of babies. So I was all prepared this morning. But I don't know if this is going to fit her. So anyway, this is all I have laid out for her. So if it doesn't, then she'll go back in what she was wearing. Won't you, Yona girl? But anyway, so we really enjoyed that. So we stayed and had lunch there. The owner was lovely. We got to talk a lot with her. Really nice lady. And it had started snowing while we were in there. And as we had parked, like if the building were here, and there were several buildings off to this side, we had parked kind of over here. And so as we were driving away, I said to my mom, oh, I should have asked her if there's any resale shops in this town. And of course I turned over to look at my mom, and what is right next door to this dollhouse shop? A 3-story resale shop. So I reparked, and we were in there for a few hours. We had a really, really nice time. I do want to show you, Yona does have the sweetest little birthmark on the back of her leg. Don't you, Yona girl? Oh, she's so sweet. She reminds me so much of Casper, who had just the sweetest little face, too. Krista Gotson does just beautiful faces. So anyway, so we did that one day. We just had a lovely time. Ended up, my mom did get a cold, which was unfortunate. So for about a week or so, she was, sleeping a lot and just kind of taking care of herself. And, but overall, we had just a lovely, lovely visit. And then I took her home and came back. And my husband and I have been talking for a while about, we have upstairs, there are 2 bedrooms. The bedroom that our bed was in, it was at the front of the house, and the guest room is at the back of the house. The bathroom is between the 2. It's not a Jack and Jill, it's just, you know, in the hallway, the bathroom is between. And so we've talked about being at the back of the house would be better. It's a little bit of a smaller room, which is why I didn't set us up there in the first place. But we live on a very busy road, and, you know, there's vehicles and just whatever. So we've talked about it for a while. And right after my mom went home, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to do that now, but I'll wait till, let me see if that'll tie. Yeah. I'll wait till, you know, after, because when I got home, oh, the price is on these little diaper cover. It's got a little gold pin, so I want to take that off. I don't want to scratch her at all. So that looks darling on her. I was thinking, well, after our days off, that's my next project. And then my husband ended up not getting those days off right when I got home because there was an audit at his work, so he had to be there for that. So I thought, well, I'm just going to start. So it took me from Monday till Thursday because I thought to oh, look how darling she looks. Let's see, do we want to put your socks back on? It is winter. Oh, look how sweet, y'all. Oh, my word. That is adorable on her. Okay, that's kind of the wrong pink. Where's your magnet? Oh, there it is. No, I'm going to leave the hair bow off and put this with Adelia's stuff, because those things go over in their drawers, and I'm actually going to go put her with Adelia, because this is just going to be my changing spot, which it usually is, so those socks are kind of big. Oh, look how darling she is, y'all. Okay, come here, darling, although your purple bracelet doesn't really match, but we each only go home with 1 bracelet. You come have a chat here with sweet Adelia. I know you're asleep. So anyway, so I got busy, but I thought to myself, well, while I have stuff out of the room, I shampoo our carpets at least twice a year. And, you know, generally you're shampooing around stuff, just like traffic areas, because, you know, some things I can move, but other things I cannot. Okay, next I'm going to change Malachi, and I know that I said the next thing I was going to put him in was his outfit, but I actually picked out something else for him because he has quite a few clothes. He doesn't really get to wear them because I'm so fixated on that one outfit. So I'm going to put him in this little baby Narchi. I think he's worn this once before. It's just a little, it has footed pants, it has knee patches. They are kind of a brick red and gray stripes. The red is wider than the gray. And then on the feet and the knee patches and the waistband, they're very narrow stripes of those same 2 colors. And on one of the knee patches is the Narchi, baby Narchi, little, they put their name on everything, which I'm not a huge fan of, but, and then the shirt, the stomach area is the narrow stripes and the back, and then the sleeves have the wide stripes, so we're going to put that on him. Where was I? Oh, so I thought, well, while everything's out of the room, I can shampoo the entire carpet. So I took everything I could out of the guest room and put it into the living room. What I did end up leaving in there, we have a table that I keep in there, and I could not move that myself. And then this one book stand, I could not. Well, I could move it, but I left it there for a reason. So anyway, what I did was I shampooed 3/4 of the room, and then when that part of the floor dried, I slid those things over and did the other portion. And then, so that took Monday, Tuesday, I think. And then Wednesday, I moved everything out of our room except for our bed. And then Wednesday evening, when my husband got home, he and I moved the bed together. And then I shampooed that carpet, And then Thursday I was able to put everything back in. He helped me with that table. I have those little discs that go under things to make them be able to be slid across the floor easily, so that's what helped. Anyway, so that took 4 days of my time. And we're really happy. But we found out what made my mom sick. So in the past, I had the bed in the guest room on one side of the room, and between this most recent visit and the one before, I had rearranged the furniture in there, and the bed was now under a different window. And she did not tell me she was feeling a draft. And so when we moved in there, we were feeling this draft. And so I said, you know, what ended up happening is my husband got a cold. And because he had missed that Monday, Tuesday off because of the audit, and then, you know, it took me till Thursday to move everything, he took that Friday, Saturday off to make up for the Monday, Tuesday. But he came down with a cold on Friday. And so Friday, Saturday, he was under the weather a bit, but he felt enough okay to go to work on Sunday, so he did. And then we had our Monday, Tuesday off, and his cold really kicked in, and he ended up also taking Wednesday off. Which is not like my husband at all, to take a day off work. So I was starting to get it, but I was not like him or my mom at all. I was feeling like I could function. I didn't have any of the same symptoms. Well, I had a couple of the symptoms, but nothing like the two of them. So I, you know, just kind of was taking care of him and also myself, but not to the same degree. But what we realized is there was a draft coming from that window because our bed is under it. So I bought that, you know, that plastic stuff you can put up and like use your hair dryer to put it in. But when I went to install it, I realized, so our windows here actually, when you do the unlock in the center, you can slide them up, or you can slide the top one down, or have them both open a little bit. And so I noticed that the lock wasn't properly engaged. And so that had happened when we first moved in. Did you lose your bracelet? When we first moved in here, our couch, because of this is an old house. It's from the 1940s. I think he lost his bracelet. Oh, no, there it is. Phew. The front and back door, there's not a lot of room for pivoting things, and so our couch had to come in through a window. And I noticed when I would be opening the blinds, this one window had a draft, and so I got up there and looked, and I noticed that the lock, when they had moved our couch in, had not re-engaged. And so upon my inspection, realized was that the top window was not fully pushed up. And so when we were looking at this window that day to put the plastic up, when I noticed that the lock was not fully engaged, it was the same thing. The top was not, oh, I'm over here zhuzhing his hair. The top was not fully pushed up in. So it actually, the one in the living room, when I noticed it, I have a table in front of those windows with plants all over it. So I had to take several of the plants off, stand on the table, because I couldn't from the floor and the angle I was at get the leverage to push it up. And so this window, it actually took both my husband and I. He was pushing down and pushing up, and it wasn't working. So what we did was we opened the bottom. He pushed up while I reached up under and shoved, and we were able to engage, get it so that the lock properly engaged. So phew, that took care of the draft. But I felt really bad that my mom was, living with that draft, unbeknownst to us. So, oh, he's so adorable, aren't you, little man? Mm-hmm. So then, the next week, I was starting to get the cold. And when I got to the point where it really hit me, where I should have been totally in bed, because whatever this cold is, all you want to do is sleep. From my neck down, I was perfectly fine. It was all my head. Like, my head felt like it weighed 300 pounds. I had a a runny, stuffy, well, more a stuffy nose. I couldn't breathe out of one of my nostrils and whatever. We're going to change Zolani next. She'll sleep through it all. I just know it. Anyway, so the day that it really hit me, we actually had some out-of-town business, and it was an appointment I could not change. So we hit the road, and we were going to be out of town for 3 days, and by the time I got home, I was so done. So we got home Wednesday, late afternoon, and so I decided that Thursday, Friday, which was last Thursday, Friday, I was just going to do nothing, which for me is no simple feat. I am not a great patient. I am a person who likes to keep busy. I always have projects going, and it was really, really, really hard for me. But I did. I got some naps in and just kind of really, took care of myself. And then I did the same over the weekend. I think it was because I pushed it during that period where I should have been sleeping that it hit me a little harder. So by the time Monday came around for my husband's days off, I pretty much had 4 days off. I did a little, so the other little story I have to weave in here, well, not story because it's totally reality. Let me just tell you what I'm going to put on her. She's wearing this lovely onesie that Yvonne from Having You On years ago sent me this pack of beautiful onesies. This one's gray with pink on the edges, and it has a butterfly fairy that actually has a 3-dimensional tutu. Anyway, I'm putting her in this outfit, which has, oops, put the hairbrush down, black and white striped pants that kind of gather at the bottom and have a little, a knot that's black with white polka dots, and that's Cat and Minnie's little patch there. And then this outfit I have loved. I saw this outfit years ago and loved it, and I finally hunted it down. Anyway, so I believe V. Janier has worn this. The shirt, it's a dress. The collar goes quite high to the neck. The top of the bodice is the same t-shirt material as the pants, black and white stripe with 2 big 3-dimensional flowers that are trimmed in the black and white stripe, but the inside is the black with white polka dots. And then there's the embroidered flowers that are orange and green and pink and white, and then the dress part is just this like burst of colors. Big, huge, bold print of flowers and yellows and pinks and turquoise, and just beautiful. And then there's one little layer at the bottom that's black and white striped going on the pants and the top. They're horizontal stripes, but down here they're vertical and much wider. Anyway, so at some point during all of this time, I came downstairs one day, and I know you're going to gasp with me, but I saw water on the floor. I know. Ladies, I can't tell you, my heart just, and I went, Jesus, please make this okay. And it was in the middle of the floor. It was so weird. It wasn't where the water was before. So I saw it was in the middle of the floor, so it was kind of in front of my photo prop area. So I went and I looked. I rolled out my photo prop cart and looked to see if maybe it had come in down there and maybe the trail part had dried already. It was a pretty good size, not puddle, but it was wet. And nope, that wasn't it. So I started looking up to see if there was any dripping coming from the ceiling, but it wasn't under where our bathroom is, the pipes and stuff line up. No, and as my eyes scanned the ceiling, I noticed in the back, kind of in the corner next, between my photo prop cart and the cupboard where I keep all my mineral spirits and stuff. If you've seen my nursery tour, you know what I'm talking about, or my studio tour. Up there, we have the ceiling down in, not in here, but the ceiling out in the studio areas. That's kind of ceiling that you can push up the tiles. But this particular area is proper ceiling. And there was this huge water bubble. I mean, like the size of a cantaloupe. I'm like, ooh, that's not good. So I called the landlords, and they came over, and once the bubble was popped, under it you could see some black mold, which meant the water had been there for a while. So he raised up the tiles, and you could see some of the wood on by the bathtub was wet. And anyway, long story short, he sent a plumber over, got that all taken care of, got the black mold cleaned out, whatever. And as time went on, there was still a water problem in the bathroom upstairs. So anyway, long and the short of it is, they decided to have a contractor come install a new surround and change our shower from a shower curtain to a shower door, blah, blah, blah. So the contractor, he's actually building a house somewhere right now. And so he came over the first time, the first time he came with the landlord to discuss things. And then when he actually came the first time to work was a week ago last Saturday. Oh, I zipped her necklace up in there. Let me unzip it a little bit and get her necklace out, because this collar goes right up to her chin there. So he came, and he was supposed to, we were told he would do everything, because we only have one bathroom in this house. He would do everything in one day except the painting. So we would have to go 24 hours without showering. So I had him coming over a little later in that morning so we could both shower that morning. But anyway, he came over. Oh, look how gorgeous she is. Oh, just love this baby. Let me put her shoes back on. Actually, I think I want the boots that Bijanier is wearing to go with this. Anyway, so he came and he took out the old surround, and lo and behold, there was some black mold behind there. And he pointed out to me that whoever did this, there was drywall between the surround and the studs. And apparently those surrounds are not supposed to have drywall behind them. They're supposed to be attached to the studs, which in my head is what was causing the water problem to move. Because the whole thing was wet enough to create black mold, it acted like a sponge, whatever. So water was now a problem. And it, took obviously a while to build up. But somehow water was able to get between the surround and into there, which I don't know how that was happening, but obviously it was. So, let me steal Bijanier's shoes. She has different ones I'm going to put on her, don't worry. So, but the door did not come in. And then when he did bring the door this past Saturday, so Saturday I couldn't rest. I'm not somebody who could, oh, you're not even seeing her head. How terrible is that? Let me kind of bump this up a little bit. I got to put something in there. That's a little better, huh? Okay. I hope you've been able to see the other baby. She is bigger than them, though. But when... just trying to decide if I want the pants tucked in or not. Well, yeah, I think I do. So he had to come back the door was not in stock when he first came with the surround. We were still able to shower, though, but with our curtain. And actually, no, I think I'm going to go back to the other shoes. So he installed the door, but my husband's very tall, and it had this bar. And I was trying to visualize a door on an existing tub, and so I Googled it. And the ones that came up were like, they didn't have a bar, like across the top, where they were like more modern. And so I wasn't visualizing. So when he called me in there, I'm like, that's awfully low. He's like, I know, I had to look it up. He's like, your husband's really tall, and this is the standard height. And so anyway, it turned into kind of a drama, but we're back to our shower curtain because it was a safety issue. My husband was, the rail for the shower door, I measured from where the holes were because our old shower pole was screwed in. And so I measured, and from the bottom of the two screws to the top of this now bar was 7 inches. I believe it was 7. 6, 7. One of those two. I think it was 7. So my husband, the bar came to just under his eyes. So it just, you know, to have to now think about ducking your head and when you're all wet, so anyway, we ended up taking it out and went back to our curtain. I mean, there's a whole lot more detail, but that's the general. So my point is, last Saturday, when I still should have been resting in bed, I didn't feel comfortable. My husband is at work. I'm not going to go sleep in bed while I've got a contractor in my house. So I did some baking. I've been doing baking as kind of a little. So that day I baked a lemon blueberry cake, which I had baked like a week before, and my husband just gobbled it up, my husband's not a huge sweet person. But we've been watching the Great British Bake Off. That was one of the things I was binge watching while I was laying in bed. And he really got into it. Oh, come here, darling. I love this baby. Well, I love them all. Come here, darling. Love her size so much. I love how she moves. She just has this graceful movement about her. Don't you, darling? So I baked those, and then I baked some English tea cakes that I put dates and raisins in. And it was so funny, he walked through at one point, he's like, I don't know what you're baking, but it sure does smell good in here. Oh, bless him. Anyway, and then the other day I made clotted cream and scones and paired it with my homemade strawberry jam that I made over the summer. So we've been enjoying all that naughtiness. All right, let me get Genevieve's outfit. I'm going to change her and Viognier, and then that's the end of my outfit costume changes, as I call them. I'm going to take her out of this. This is still what she was changed into for Christmas. Her and Viognier. Well, Malachi came out of his Christmas outfit, and Zolani's outfit, I believe she was in before Christmas. That beautiful outfit came from Suzanne, as did this dress of Baby Bunting Nursery. Where's that hanger? I just took her new dress off because this dress will go on to this hanger. So anyway, what was I saying? So then I rested a bit more Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday were our days off, and I'm fine. I'll say I'm at 98% right now. I no longer feel like my head weighs 300 pounds. I don't know if you can hear, my voice is still a little, I don't know if it's stuffy is the right word, but anyway. So yesterday I was able to do some housework and laundry. I will say I have started, and I can't tell you the joy bubble this brings me. Oh, come here, darling. I needed some ingredients to bake for Saturday, but I had thought about, well, if I get up early enough, because he was coming between 9 and 9:30, and I thought if I get up early enough, I could run and get those things, but not feeling well, you know, I'd rather get the little extra sleep, and I also didn't want to be around people. I don't want to expose people in case I'm contagious, and I don't want to get anything else. Oops. So I thought, you know what, let me do an online order for my husband to pick up. Because it wasn't anything like, I would not feel comfortable having somebody like pick my produce or my meat or things like that, because that I want to pick. But there was nothing I needed. It was all like packaged goods. So I did an online order and had my husband pick it up on the way home. Now that's what I'm doing. I actually placed an online order today to pick up tomorrow, and I've done it one other time. I can't tell you how much joy it brings me. I can create my list faster than I can walk around, because it's Walmart that I'm talking about. I don't buy my produce and meat and stuff like that there. I buy that at the grocery. I'm not a huge fan of walking around Walmart, and this has brought me so much joy. So the other day I placed my order the night before, and I went the next day and pulled up, and I mean I would have to drive there anyway. The only thing that's changing is instead of walking around that monstrosity of a store, and I don't know about your Walmart, if you have Walmart by you, but my Walmart is more about doing self-checkout, and they have very few lines open, and I'm not into doing self-checkout. I'm not a cashier. I'm not being paid to do that, so I don't want to do that. So consequently, I end up going into a line that usually ends up being ridiculously long. And I'm a patient person. I would rather be in that line than self-checkout. So it's not that I'm annoyed by it. I'm annoyed that they don't staff their store properly. Although at one point, because they're always trying to encourage you to do self-checkout. And one day I finally said, well, I'm trying to let people have jobs. And she goes, it doesn't matter. We can't keep people here. The town I live in has a very low unemployment. There's so much work here, there's not enough people. So, I mean, I get that, but again, I'm not interested in self-checkout. So all this does is cut out me having to go to the store. And honest to goodness, I literally probably spent this morning a maximum of 10 minutes putting everything in my cart and checking out, which is by the time I would park and go into Walmart and walk around the store, I'm usually there 30 to 60 minutes, depending on how long my list is and how long the lines are. Now I just pull up, and you get a text telling you your order's ready, and there's a little window that when you're on your way, you tap it, and as soon as you pull in, they're coming out the door with your order. Oh, it's so organized. And there's no cost to it, so it's not like it's costing me anything to do this. Huh, Genevieve? All right, so I'm putting these tights on her. I don't think anybody's ever worn them. They're very still shaped new. They are very stripy tights. They have wide stripes that are purple, orange, pink, and red. And then the top part, the part that covers her diaper is just like and there's also like an oatmeal color stripe. And then the part that covers the diaper area is oatmeal, all of that. And then the waistband is purple. I know she looks a little weird, but she wears a non-disposable diaper, which even human babies wearing those have kind of a weird shape. And I'm putting this beautiful dress on her that is, excuse me, let's see, it's an apron dress. So the underneath part is a dark blue with lavender polka dots. And then the sleeves and shirt area are hot pink. And then the apron part has frogs and bunnies and birds, and then all kinds of fun flowers. There's so many colors, pink, green, orange, so that's why the tights go with it. And I like mixing dots and stripes and all kind of weird. I don't care if it's not quote-unquote right to do. If my eye likes it, I do it. So anyway, even myself. So I'm really enjoying the Walmart order online, go pick up. Like I said the other day, I was there all of maybe 5 minutes because, the lady and I chatted for a couple. But they come up and you open your window and they ask you where you want your stuff. I said, in my trunk, and do you need help? She's like, nope. So I opened the trunk, she put everything in and gave me a little card because they send you a little survey to do, and she gave me these 2 little mini Kit Kats. They're having a game, she said, trying to make it a little fun, and you're supposed to taste them, and then when you do the survey, you're supposed to put #lemon, it was a lemon Kit Kat, or #white, because it was a white chocolate. Ladies, I haven't tasted either of them. Neither of those sound appetizing to me in the least. So my hashtag is #neither. That's terrible. Excuse me, I should have brought some water down here just in case I got froggy. I don't think I've talked this long. Oh, may I have? Yes, I have. Oh, darling. Okay, let's get her hair combed out. Sorry, I'm doing some things off camera, but I do have a really sore hand. I have a band I've been wearing, but I had to take it off to do this. So I think Genevieve is going to need a conditioning treatment soon. I'm not sure what kind of hair her artist put on her. She is the one baby. Well, no. She's not the only. No, because Juliet was created by another artist, and I have my partial silicone over there. But anyway, I don't know what kind of hair is on her. And it tends to dry So actually I do more conditioning treatments on her than any of my babies, and it's getting to that point. Huh, darling? But it's okay. Alright, let me put her up here so I can put her shoes and her headband on. Look how adorable. I'm just going to put a hot pink headband on her. It's just a big, let me see if I can untie it and it work for her. It's just it's almost like a pantyhose material. It didn't untie, if you can see. It's just a big bow. That'll work. Say hi, Mama Chiquita. Wipe the water off her face. What was I saying? I'm putting these lovely slippers on that Katie gave us. They are purple in the back and pink in the front and have a frog on the front. I love these so much. What was I saying, ladies? I was talking about something. That might be a bit much, but it's okay. You're Genevieve, and you can get away with it. Oh, I love the striped tights with this dress, though. I really do. All right, let me put her down and go get Bijanier and try to remember what I was talking about. Oh, I got to zhuzh up the back of her hair. The headband pulled her hair. There we go. Much better. Okay. Let me set her down. And then get Bijanier. Oh, Walmart pickup. So yeah, so I'm really, really loving that, and that is simplifying my life, and now I don't have to go into that germy store. Well, I shouldn't say. I do have to go in again because I do have to return that plastic that we don't need on the windows. So I will have to go do that at some point, which I might do tomorrow. Like I might go there, get my pickup, and then run in and do it just so it's done. So Bijanier is also still wearing her Christmas outfit. Oh. It's good they're so understanding and patient. But I have enjoyed some videos in my convalescing time, and I've seen so many new babies. Congratulations. I'm not going to start naming names because I know I will leave probably half of you out. But I've seen some lovely box openings, new additions to the community. So congratulations. I've seen some new silicone mommies. Congratulations to those who have entered the world of silicone babies for the first time. Let me remove your ring because it's not with a bracelet. Oh, that was Zolani had a bracelet ring on. I didn't see Genevieve lost her ring, y'all. I have to go on a hunt for that. It's either in here somewhere or down over there on her chair, which I will look for after the video. But yeah, I've really enjoyed videos, and I have not been commenting. Part of it is because typing, and thank you to everybody who did message me. I received some lovely messages checking in on me, and if I was tardy to respond to you, I believe I've responded to everybody now, but if I was tardy, I did apologize to you in message. I just, there were days I just felt like, ugh, I can't breathe. I was concentrating so much on breathing. So some messages sat for a while, and I appreciate everybody's patience. But yeah, I've really enjoyed some lovely videos, and thank you for keeping me company. Oh, bless. And, oh, it's nice to see Lulu and Nicole back. Again, well, Lulu doesn't have comments on her videos. Did Nicole have comments? I don't know if she had I don't think she did either, but maybe she did. But I'm thinking she didn't. But I've enjoyed some of your videos. So again, welcome back. And I haven't heard any more about the COPA. I don't think it's really affected anybody in our community. I kind of haven't even thought about it till just now. So anyway, but I hope everybody is doing well, and I'm not sure where you are when you're listening to this, but I hope your weather is doing well. I know some people have had some snowstorms. There's been people affected by fires and rain and all manner of natural disasters. We have not had a ton of snow. We've actually had quite a mild winter. We've had a couple big snows. This week they were predicting we were supposed to get, I think it said 5 to 8 inches. And we woke up to a dusting of snow on Tuesday, and by midday it had all melted. And then we woke to a dusting of snow yesterday, same thing, midday it was all gone. So I'm guessing that we somehow did not get that big storm. It was moving upwards, I believe towards Canada, and through the Midwest and up. So I'm not sure if that storm is done or if it's still moving, but so far we have not had the huge amount of snow that they said we were supposed to. Phew, I say. So I almost said Vigennier. This is a one-piece outfit, but it looks like it's pants and an apron dress. The pants portion is green with flowers all over it that have white and green in them. And then the shirt part is hot pink with a little Peter Pan collar, all just like t-shirt material, plain pink. And then the apron dress part is white in the background, and it has butterflies and flowers and ladybugs, and they're very large, the print. So you see a lot of white, and then there's some little flowery polka dotty prints on the side, and like the fabric that makes one of the butterfly's wings is sewn on, and it's the fabric of the pants. So anyway, let me put, these little socks came from Virginia. Oh yeah, Virginia came back too. That's right. So and I know that there's that, Lori started that Facebook page that quite a few ladies are active over there, Reborn Huggles on Facebook. So yeah, I'm putting these little, the green is the same color green, but they're like geometric little square within a square within a square. And then the strap is solid green, because those squares are on top of like a cream color. And then there is a three-dimensional pink flower with a yellow polka dot in the middle. I love these shoes. I would wear these shoes. I know, that's crazy, but I would. I have some fun shoes. I like shoes. But there's something so amazing and artful about baby shoes. I don't know, they're so artistic to me. They're like little tiny works of art themselves. Let's see, is there anything else I need to update y'all on? I talked about my mom's visit. I talked about our water, bathroom issues. I talked about us having these colds we've had. So yeah, but I hope everybody's doing well, and I know it's the season to be... Oh, I can't see. This is what hurts, like her balancing on my hands. So that's why I've been bringing them, especially these bigger babies, into my lap. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I have not painted at all since I have finished Adelaide. I washed 2 kits in preparation to be painting while my mom was here. But I don't know about other artists, but for me, there's a difference between when you start a kit and when you're like adding skin tone layers. Like, it's really easy when my mom's here to say, I'm going to run downstairs and paint a little while and just, do a few skin tone layers. But when you're doing the beginning and like getting your base laid down, to me it's different, and I just never got to where I did that while she was here. And then of course all the stuff that's been going on. And I'm going to try to paint today. Like I said, I've got 2 kits. I'm actually going to clean them a bit because they've been sitting. But I don't know that I'll be able to, because my left hand is the one, like the head, for example, will be sitting on the dowel rod, and then I see right pushing there, that hurts when I hold like the flange down and pounce and stuff. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to paint just yet. But the 2 babies on my table, one has a list and one is a peaceful baby. So we'll see. I do miss it. I really want to get back to it. But I don't want to start and have to stop. I did try crocheting yesterday. Ooh, no. So painful. So, anyway, but I don't want to be, like, complaining about my health, because in the grand scheme of things, I've got nothing wrong. So I'm going to just shut my mouth right there. But I just wanted to give you an update on painting because it has not happened. And I appreciate everybody's patience who have been waiting. Some of you ladies have been on kit lists for years. And I wish I could, you know, create faster. I really wish I could physically, and just with life, I can't. I move at the pace that I can. Oh, I didn't put her ring back on, ladies. Let me find it. It's in here. And I know hers is in here. There it is, because I took it off of her. And I'll have to remember. I can't remember if Genevieve had one on. She might have, like, lost it last time. I'll have to go back to the beginning of the video later and see if she actually had one on. I'm not going to hunt for it till I know she actually had it on. Because there's no point in looking for something that's not there. Alright, let me get her set up and I'll give y'all a whirl around the room. Let me set her little baby doll in there, her little Emma Bean. Alrighty, so, oops. When I stood up. Oh, I also, let's see how much time I'm at here. Oh, 50 minutes. Y'all can hang around for about 10 more minutes, can't you? I hope so, because I want to do a kit review. I received a kit during all this time, and it's a beautiful, beautiful kit that I'm really excited about, actually. Let me get, what I don't have here is my little piece of fabric, but I do have a little white muslin blanket that I can use today for the body, which is not my normal, but we'll just use that because that's here. So this is, let me get the COA out. Oh, this face, y'all. I just love this face. Now, for those of you who are not artists, because I'm guessing most artists already know this, it's been talked about in several places, and we've received emails from McPherson's and for sure McPherson's ears. Anyway, there's been conversation, because this is something I wondered when this virus started in China. Our kits mainly are produced in China, and I wondered if it was going to affect us, and yes, it has. Kits, the factory where they are created, where most of these, if you have a baby that has JD somewhere on their neck, that is the factory most of these ladies, art sculptors, use. And that particular one, I believe, is in the Wuhan province. And so when they were supposed to come back to work after the Chinese New Year in closer to the beginning of February, they were on quarantine. They were not allowed to go back to work. So at this point, we don't know when they can go back to work. So any of your kits that are on pre-order we don't know when they're going to be available because they're not working to create them. So I currently do have a kit on pre-order. But anyway, this is Lanny by Olga Auer. Beautiful COA. I got number 136 out of 1,000. But look at this face, y'all. Isn't this baby stunning? Beautiful ears. I love, love, love the wide nose and these lips. I can't wait to paint this mouth. Nice dents at the temples. You can kind of see a little bit of a yep, I just lost the word. Fontanelle. It's not really in the normal place, so I don't know if that's just a dip, actually. That might just be a dip that'll come out. Anyway, a couple creases on the neck. Just beautiful, beautiful baby. Aren't you, little man? And he has full limbs. We'll go to his hands next. Both open hands. Oh! He has, I love when they have the shoulder. Beautiful. Not horrible amount of creases. Nice amount of creases. Look at this open hand. Nice nail beds. All the fingers are splayed apart. Thumb there. That was his right hand. So his left hand, again, nice shoulder. The thumb is sticking in the same position, but his pointer finger is bent at the knuckle. And then the other three kind of just are sticking out. Not bent, straight fingers. Alright, let's get his body so I get the right length here. Or about, so that'll be the leg about there. Okay. And then we have full legs. We'll do his right leg first. Nice chunky thighs. Good, it's good vinyl, soft vinyl. Some nice rollage. I don't really see any baby cellulite on him. He does have a nice ankle roll here, though. Oh, I want to squeeze it. And on this foot, all his toes are curled down. Just all completely like molded together, but curled down. Look at the bottom of that foot. Nice creases, not overly creased, but beautiful creases. It's a pretty good sized foot. I'm always wanting the feet to be bigger. And then his left foot, again, nice chubby thigh, good squishy vinyl. He does have that attached back on this knee. I guess both of them. Again, a nice little chubby ankle roll. And then this one, the toes are just sticking up. There is a little gap between the big toe and the second toe, but the rest of the toes are all, but they're not, like the top where the nail is not attached to the neighbor toe, if that makes sense. So there he is, little Lanny Hour. Pose you like that. My little man, isn't he just divine? He's been sitting here waiting to be seen for weeks and weeks. I've had so many ideas for videos, ladies. I wanted to do a catch-up. I wanted to share Yona, which I did share her a little bit today, but she does deserve her own video for sure. I've wanted to do this kit review. Well, I've missed y'all. But again, thank you for keeping me company. And I really want to get back into making more regular videos. So let me give you a quick whirl around the nursery. There's the Lanny kit I just shared with y'all, so you can see him kind of in his full glory there. He says, hi everybody. And then we'll kind of go around, and you can see here is Viognier and Genevieve sitting back on their chair. Come down so you can see their faces. She's like, I need a book, Mommy. I love books. And then look at these two together, Adelia and Yona, looking so sweet together. She says, hi, Mommy. I love you. I'll see you soon. Yeah. Oh, I love that face. And there's sweet Yona. Again, Yona's still looking for a mommy. If you're interested, please reach out to me. And then here is Saffron and Atticus and Sapphira. Excuse me. And here's my Z girls. We have Zipporah and Zuri. She is my partial silicone that was gifted to me by Amanda. And then here we have Malachi in his froggy pod. Looking oh so sweet. I just made Herlanda laugh again. And then here is Zipporah with her dolly. Oh, that outfit, I love that outfit. And then here we have, let me slide my chair a little. We have Abigail and Juliet. Now Juliet is the same kit as Adelia. She's the Adelia kit. Judy at Boyer Babies painted her for me as a birthday present. Isn't she stunning? And she is the same as the Adelia I just showed you. She's the same kit. Isn't that fun? Oh, just love these babies. All right, everybody, and there's the Evangeline kit. So you know she's not on my table. And also these two are not on my table. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. If you sat through this, I really, really appreciate it. If you came back to my channel, I so appreciate it so very much, because I really have been absent. And thank you again for stopping by and visiting today and catching up with me and hearing about what's been going on. And I really hope y'all are doing well and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. It is Thursday today, but I probably will not be back until sometime next week. But remember each and every day to find at least one thing to be joyful about, which I did in my convalescence. Today I choose joy. Every single day I choose joy. Sometimes it can be hard, I'll be honest, but we all have to do that, and it really helps you not wallow sometimes in things that we can't change anyway. So find things to be joyful for. There's my joy tree. All right, everybody, thank you again for stopping by. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.